Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Sunday, December 29th, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with AEW Worlds End, aired live last night on pay-per-view from the Edition Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida. In the main event, Jon Moxley made his second successful defense of the AEW World title, emerging victorious in a four-way match against Orange Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, and Jay White. Moxley pinned White at 14 minutes and 14 seconds after interference from Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta. After the match, Moxley and the Death Riders continued the assault on White until FTR ran out to make the save, followed by a returning Adam Copeland who confronted Moxley to end the show.
Moxley! You look at me when I'm talking to you, kid!
Oh, kid.
Yeah, I called you kid because you were growing pubes while I started doing this.
Wow.
You're all mine! Rated FTR, we're taking it all!
Well, there you have it. God, I love AEW.
Also returning to AETV on the show was Kenny Omega, who presented Continental Classic winner Kazuchika Okada with the championship following Okada's victory over Will Ospreay in 19 minutes and 11 seconds in the finals.
And now, resuming his role as an EVP of all Elite Wrestling.
This is a wonderful AEW moment. Remember this one, fans. Just got to see one of the greatest matches of the year, without a doubt. Then the surprise return of Kenny Omega. What a night. What a great event. We're so glad you're with us. And we ain't done yet.
Earlier in the night, Okada had defeated Ricochet, and Ospreay had beaten Kyle Fletcher to make it to the Continental Classic final. MJF won the Dynamite Diamond Ring for a sixth consecutive year, defeating Adam Cole. After the match, Cole was joined by Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong in laying out MJF. In other title matches, Mercedes Moné retained the TBS Championship against Chris Statlander, Konosuke Takeshita beat Powerhouse Hobbs to retain the International title, and Mariah May successfully defended the AEW World Women's title against Thunder Rosa in a Tijuana street fight. WWE's Holiday House Show Tour came to Orlando as well last night with an event at the Kia Center. In the main event, Cody Rhodes made the 55th successful defense of the WWE Championship, defeating Kevin Owens in a steel cage in what was Owens' fourth shot at Rhodes' title. Also on the show, Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu of the Bloodline beat the Usos, and Rhea Ripley teamed with women's tag team champions Bianca Belair and Naomi to defeat the Pure Fusion Collective in the opener. In other title matches, Nia Jax retained the WWE Women's title over Michin, and DIY retained the WWE Tag Team title in a fatal four-way against the Motor City Machine Guns, the Street Profits, and A-Town Down Under. In other results, Katana Chance and Caden Carter beat the Unholy Union, Bayley topped Tiffany Stratton, and Andrade went over Carmelo Hayes. WWE also presented a house show last night in Baltimore at the CFG Bank Arena with results very similar to the show at Madison Square Garden on Thursday night, aside from Otis defeating Ludwig Kaiser and CM Punk teaming with Rey Mysterio to defeat the New Day. And finally, in independent wrestling news, Game Changer Wrestling ran their Take Care 2024 event from Washington Hall in Seattle on Saturday night. In the main event, Mance Warner made the 27th successful defense of the GCW World title, turning back the challenge of Masha Slamovich. Other notable results from the show saw Josh Barnett defeat Manders in a bout under Bloodsport rules, Super Crazy beat Jimmy Lloyd, Gringo Loco topped Rich Swann, and the team of Joey Janela and Megan Bain put down the Bollywood Boys. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.